Hi guys, God, it feels like I haven't made a video in like forever. Luckily, this vlogging thing seems to be pretty addicting, so I'm back. So if you're wondering why I'm dressed up all fancy tonight, it's because I just got back from my brother's 18th birthday dinner. Oh God, I'm so full, so much good food. The spirit is willing, but the body is weak. The holiday season is just like ridiculous for me though, because I've got like Thanksgiving, then my brother's birthday, then Christmas, then New Year's, and then my birthday. So by the end of it, I'm always just like this lazy, squishy, disgusting excuse for a human being. Anyways, I'm back to making videos now after 5 whole beautiful days of freedom off from school. It's great though because everyone's still recovering from their Thanksgiving food-induced comas slash Black Friday shopping-related injuries, so I have like no work this week. I finally get to sleep, which means that I get to have a cup of tea rather than my typical midnight triple espresso shot, lightning, caffeine, mocha, whatever. I can't believe I never noticed this before, but when I went to go get my cup of tea, I noticed that the box has like this little adorable Christmas lemur on it. Like, just what? You know, now that I think about it, it might be pretty freaking awesome to have lemurs be the mascot of Christmas rather than like reindeer. I mean, just look at his tail. Right, so we had people coming in from out of town to stay with us for Thanksgiving. So my mom was cleaning out the guest bedroom, which has basically just become the communal dumping ground for everything my family doesn't want but can't bring themselves to throw away. And in that process, she found these. Dear God, just like this one with her disgusting hair and like she's missing an arm and one of her legs is broken off and just whatever the fuck this is. Alright, something's going weird with the hair here. Ooh, that's better. So, of course, my mother thought it would be a good idea to take these things from the dark depths of the guest bedroom closet where they belong and put them in my room, in my headboard placed just so that I wouldn't notice them until I went to go to sleep that night, laid down and looked up and just saw them staring at me. Right, so I don't know if my mother knows this, but to me, this doll basically personifies all of the fear and terror from my childhood rolled up into one big porcelain and lace ball of awful. Like, seriously, look at this thing. Right, so when I was about 6 years old, around Mother's Day and Father's Day, my brother and I would feel kind of left out. So my parents made up this holiday that they called Kids Day, and every year we would get like a cake and a present, and there'd be like a little scavenger hunt, and it was just really nice. I can remember my brother and I like running around the house looking for these little scraps of paper that would be clues to lead us to the next one, and finally ending up at this closet which we opened, and then we each had these presents there for us. I don't remember what his was, but I remember that mine was this gorgeous doll with like dark hair and a pretty lacy dress. It wasn't actually this doll, but it looked pretty much exactly like it, only bigger. And this doll was pretty much my favorite doll from then on. Like, I played with her constantly. I freaking loved that doll. Until one day when I was like 8 years old, I walked into the playroom and my brother, who was like 12 at the time, was watching this movie. In his defense, he did tell me not to watch it, but I was sort of a stubborn little tot, so of course I didn't listen. Basically, the gist of this movie was that it was this doll that would just kill people, and it didn't, like, move. It wasn't fake looking like Chucky or something. It could just use like its mind to drive anchors through people's faces and light people on fire and make them go insane. And it would, for an 8-year-old, it was just the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Now, just being 8 years old and seeing a horror movie like this might have been enough to just permanently scar me on its own, but it wasn't just that. You see, the people that made the movie didn't bother to make their own doll for this movie, they just went out and bought one. And that doll in that movie was the exact same doll as the one that I had slept with every night for years. Of course, I was freaking terrified. There was like this murderous doll in my room waiting to kill me, so I just went in my room and I grabbed the doll and just threw it in my closet. And for literally months, I never went in my closet. I would maybe reach in there and grab like a shirt and then run back out, but I would never actually step foot in that closet ever. After a while of this, I got tired of it and said, okay, you know what? I need to do something about this. I think I remember at the end of the movie that they put the doll in some sort of like box and dropped it to the bottom of the ocean, but being an 8-year-old in Georgia, that wasn't really an option for me. So I did the best I could. I took the doll out of my closet and I put her in my brother's old camp trunk and I locked that shit up tight. Then I just threw it in the attic and never thought about it again. Until 3 years later when I was 11 and decided to go to summer camp. Being the big 11-year-old that I was only a little bit completely terrified when I had to go get the trunk out of the attic and pack up my stuff for camp. But I did it anyways. I got the trunk out of the attic and I brought it to my room, and I actually had to break the lock off because when I was 8, I'd locked it with a key and then like thrown the key in a bush or something. But I did manage to get it open. The only thing was that when I did, there was no doll inside. I swear to God, I never touched that thing. No one in my family ever touched that thing. No one has any freaking idea where that thing went. Ugh. And that was the most horrifying story from my childhood. I hope you enjoyed it. By the way, if anyone sees this and happens to remember what the name of that movie was by my description, could you please tell me? Because I've been trying to figure it out for years now. Right, well, I'm gonna go throw this in a fire now. See you next time, hopefully.